G'day, I'm Tony Shaw and welcome to Vintage Collingwood, brought to you by Get Wines Direct. Now, 36 has had a great history at the Collingwood Footy Club. Of course, Sav Rocker, one of our greatest goal kickers, was number 36. Our own Brownlow medalist of today, Dane Swan, number 36. But it was never better or bigger than in the 70s and 80s. The man, number 36, they called him the Incredible Hulk, Rene Kink. Kinky, great to see you, mate.
Lovely to see you,
How are you, mate?
There's only 136. Left foot, right foot. But please, welcome to my store.
Yeah.
420 Spencer Street, tools and electrical.
Mate, I'm here to talk football.
Oh, sorry, mate. We'll get into that later on.
Anything you're going to flog me before I get out of here?
No. I'll probably send you and take you with a log splitter before you leave.
All right. Let's go and talk about footy, mate. The 80s, fantastic. Great to see you. Now, as a youngster, 17-year-old, probably you couldn't get a bigger initiation into VFL football then, a preliminary final on your first game.
Yeah, I played, when I was 16, Tony, I played 4 games, and my first full game was in that preliminary final in 73 against Richmond when I came on and kicked 3 goals for. Oh. It was an absolute thrill, and it feels and seems so long ago, and it was just marvellous. But to be able to have the opportunity at 16 to play VFL football was pretty special.
The edge of the goal square, the players fly to mark. Kink is marked. The kid, the 16-year-old schoolboy from Melbourne, dead set pressure goal. 20 metres out, he kicked.
But everybody saw you as strong. But I've never seen a person who can kick left and right foot. Even the modern day player doesn't kick left and right foot as well as what you did.
I had no problem when I did turn to my left. I could, kick the ball long or pretty well short. And we weren't kicking short in those days, so we weren't taught to kick short. It was always kick long and kick to a position and kick to the next line of attack, whatever it may have been.
You played in a lot of losing grand finals. Tell us memories of the grand finals that you played in.
Oh, there's no question about 77. One of the greatest memories of that grand final, when I've looked at that grand final a couple of times, the disgraceful condition of the football ground.
Yeah.
Compared to what they play now. And now I've looked at players just having the ball go sideways and over their head and bounce all over the place, and should never have happened and wouldn't have happened. It would have been a very different game from the skill point of view.
Cast down the goal square, Rene Kink, and he's put it through.
Of course, 79, that was another game that was there to be won, and what can you say? The ball's over the boundary line. Did Harms hit it back or didn't he? Look, we were there, and it just, so many things could be so different if we had have won those grand finals.
It's rolling towards the boundary line, and Harms almost makes ground. He takes it back to Sheldon.
Now, mate, you were big, you were strong, but the first job you ever had while you were at Collingwood was a hairdresser. Now tell us how...
Ladies' hairdresser, yeah.
Ladies, what was the name of it? Kinky hair.
Kinky hair was big. It was big, mate. Big in the late 70s.
Did they just swarm in? The women? That was it?
Yeah, I asked God for an extra day at the end of the week. He wouldn't give me one. No, not really. It's fantastic. No,
did you do a course or you just make it up? Or,
No, I went and did a fully qualified ladies' hairdressing course.
What about the other thing I know, that you could always handle yourself. You love boxing. You trained a lot. Yeah, you really... And you threw a couple. I remember one. I think you might have missed... was it Swan Mackay? You missed his chin by half an inch.
Yeah, I broke his nose.
Oh, you got his nose, did you?
Yeah, because I used to see his wife at the Victoria Market at the fruit shop there, where I used to do a little bit of moonlighting at lunchtime from the salon, and she wouldn't come up the aisle there to buy her fruit because she'd saw me. She hated me.
But a fair bump, I thought. Careful, Rene, you're gone, son.
Well, one part that you did play was, I thought you might have won an Academy or an Oscar for your role in the club. Tanko Donoghue?
Oh yeah, he was big.
Out of the club?
He was huge, out of the club. Yeah, how wonderful was that? What another wonderful experience that I was able to experience in my life. People still talk about it because the film's still on TV every now and then. You can get it at the DVD shop, and you've got to watch it 2 or 3 times to really appreciate it. But the friendships that were forged with the stars of that movie, Jack Thompson, of course.
Were you in the
John Howard?
Yeah, were you in the Nud in one of the scenes there?
A little bit of a nutty thing. Got the towel coming from the social club. I think I wrote that episode in there, but that, you got to do those sort of things.
Just to get the Hulk out there.
Get the Hulk out there, show what it's all about. But no, it was just great, and just loved it. And fortunate, another wonderful period of my football career that will live with me forever.
120,000 for that rabbit.
Suck.
Right.
I've always said, just pinch me, and black and white blood will come out. It's my home, and I love it, and I love everyone who's down there. And I think Eddie's done a wonderful job, and the committee over a long period of time. And it hasn't changed that much. But being a life member and to be involved with so many great players that I've played with over a long period of time, and of course we lost our great mate Len Thompson, and I played with Len, and I loved him, and Graham Jenkins, who's probably the nicest guy I've ever played with or been involved with in AFL football. They're the things that you still live for and want to be involved with Collingwood, because it's such a special place.
Like Kink fumbles, has a snapshot for goal. He's put it through for another amazing goal.
So what's happening in your life now and the future for Rene King?
I've got a little property up the country involved with my partner, and I've always wanted to put grapes in, and maybe I'll throw a few grapes in and give everyone a drop of the Kink ink before too long. Which is not a bad little label.
Now, mate, before the drop of the Kink ink comes out, on behalf of Get Wines Direct, here it is, 2 crates of the President's Selection. It is a beautiful drop. We thank you for coming on Vintage Collingwood, and I knew it'd be great. Is there anything you want to leave us with? Well,
firstly, is this from Eddie's collection, because it's a President's collection? But if it is, I'm happy to drink it. But before we go, the Mendo table and 4 chairs is on special at the moment at $3.69. So jump on board. You'll love it. It's an outdoor setting, and it's a winner.
Thanks, Rene.
Thanks very much, Tony Huffy.
Good on you, Kinky.
One of the greats of the Collingwood Football Club, Rene Kink, and all thanks to GetWinesDirect.com. Check it out. Some great value. GetWinesDirect.com. Well, from a legend to a man who's making his way in AFL football, he's played just 4 games. He joins us on the club, Jamie Elliott. Jamie, welcome. Great to have you on board, mate.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Well, you've got a really interesting story because you were born in Lorne, Victoria, but you live right around the country.
Yeah, so I was born in Lorne, and at a very early age we moved around a lot. So we moved to WA in Dongra, a small town. And then when I was about 10, my father, who was diagnosed with cancer, he went to Queensland to visit his parents. So at that time, Mum made the decision for us to move up to Queensland because the surgeons up there wanted to specialise and see my father up there. So we moved up to Queensland, up to Hervey Bay, where my dad's parents lived. And we, around that time, we moved around 3 times, I think, and then we finished up in Mackay. We lived there for about 1.5 years, and that's when he passed, we eventually moved down to Euroa, and that's where I got picked up from.
And so you were just 13 years of age when your dad passed away?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
That must have been, hard to even put it into words.
Yeah, it was a pretty hard time for our family, especially for Mum. But she's a strong woman, and she really pulled us through, and she's a really strong woman, and I'm really grateful to have her around us, and she pulled us through in the end. Got
some photos here of your dad. Of course, you were front and centre in the first family photo, but a few lobsters and cricket. He was obviously a great sports person.
Yeah, he loved sport, and he loved going fishing, and at every opportunity we used to go fishing and crayfishing early in the morning. Used to get up about 6 in the morning before school, go get some crays and then come back. So, it was a great time in my life, and I loved it.
And that's obviously where you've got all your sporting ability from.
I think so. Mum likes to take credit for that, but I think most of my sporting ability came from my father. He loved cricket, loved footy, and so I'm just trying to follow in his footsteps and make him proud.
And you played a bit of basketball when you were a kid as well?
Yeah, I played basketball when I was about 8 years old in Dongra, and I played for a couple of years. Played a lot of school sport, but nothing too serious, and then just found my way in football the most, and I've followed that till now.
In 2010, you played for the Murray Bushrangers, Jamie, and then you also played a couple of games with Collingwood in the VFL team.
Yeah, so I played roughly 6 to 7 games with Murray Bushrangers in the TAC Cup, and then I was lucky enough to get a letter from Collingwood, and they invited me to play a couple of games with them in their VFL side, and I didn't go too bad in those, but obviously I've shown enough, and that's where I am now.
Absolutely, and you didn't have to go through the normal thing that teenagers had to go through, sitting through a national draft, because you were pre-selected, so you could sit back and just enjoy it.
Yeah, obviously it's a very anxious time for those boys that have to wait for the draft in November, but I was fortunate enough where Collingwood took me in the first day of trade week, and I didn't have to wait through that time and be anxious about it.
Well, mate, stick around. We're going to talk to more of Jamie Elliott after the break on The Club.